This summer, Silversea Cruises Silver Nova will set sail on her inaugural season. With the launch of Silver Nova, Silversea unveils its all-new class of ship, Nova Class, featuring advanced hybrid technology, a brand new asymmetrical design concept, and an ultra-luxurious onboard experience. Let's check it out. Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Julia from Go Travel. Also have Bob Cook with us today from Go Travel, and our special guest, John Wilson from Silversea Cruises. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me here.
So today we're not only going to look into the beautiful design of the brand new Silver Nova, but we're also going to look at some of the features and also the technology, and most importantly, some of our favorite picks for some of the sailings that you've got to check out during the inaugural season. But before we get into a little preview video of the ship, John, talk to me. What are some of the most important things that we should be aware of about Silversea and Silver Nova as we step into today?
Well, Silversea itself as a brand, we are smaller ships. We range in size from 100 to 600 guests. And what that really means for the traveling public is we're able to get you closer to where you want to be. Very often we're going to smaller ports of call and getting you closer into town as well versus being outside or not being able to go in. We are all inclusive as well. Everything from gratuities, shore excursions, Wi-Fi, even the airfares included on us. We'll even pick you up at your home and take you
Beautiful.
to the airport. So that's again one of the great things. Silver Nova is the new Silversea. She's a brand new ship. She's coming out in August, and she's going to be very innovative. She's going to be very green, probably the most green ship on the planet coming out. She's going to be the first zero emission ship in port. She's going to have a lot of new modern technology and a lot of new great things for the guests and a lot of great new public areas as well.
Fantastic. I'm excited to learn more.
Mhm.
But first, let's take a sneak peek at the interior, at all the fabulous new design of this brand new ship, Silver Nova. Okay, so John, take it away. Talk to us a bit about this brand new ship.
With pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.
First, a little bit about our fleet in general. we have several new vessels. We have an expedition fleet as well as a classic fleet. And for those of you that are not familiar with expedition, is the best way to describe most expedition travel is you cannot buy a t-shirt anywhere. Just keep in mind of that. But we do have a classic fleet. We actually had 4 new ships come out in the last 2 years. We actually had 2 of them come out in the middle of the pandemic. We like to say they were all dressed up with no place to go. So, but again, we have a very new fleet, and the older ships have been completely redone as well.
Fantastic.
What I find remarkable about Silversea is the fact that your fleet is growing, but you've maintained consistent, outstanding service in terms of every part of the ship.
Well, thank you for that. And because we have managed to keep our crew back, get our crew back with us.
Yes.
And that was a very big
Yes.
thing. So many people during the pandemic, especially in the travel industry, had to find other means of support and to keep their livelihoods, keep their families intact. And we're happy to say probably 90% of our crew have made it back to us. And that's a very big thing. We have crew that have been with us for 25 years. We're only 27 years old. And so, again, literally a lot of them have grown up with us and have spent most of their lifetime with us.
Wow.
And then these are our new babies, as I mentioned before, the Silver Moon, the Silver Origin. The Silver Origin is our Galapagos ship. She is a 100 passenger ship. And again, I mentioned expedition. I always like to say Silver Origin Galapagos is Expedition 101. So keep that in mind. Very easy trip. 3.5 hours to Quito from Miami. Silver Dawn, she came out last March. And then the Silver Nova, which is coming out in August, which we are going to talk about now.
Super exciting.
She is the industry's first dual fuel multi-hybrid cruise ship, and with 3 sustainable power sources. So she's going to be an extremely, extremely green ship. And look, in the future, I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of other ships copying her design. She is the first zero emissions ship while in port, which is huge, 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 huge.
So you're not going to see anything coming out of the smokestack.
You're not going to see the smokestack. For those of you that sometimes that are running late and you see that smoke coming out of and say, "Oh, we better hustle back to the ship." You better watch that on the Nova, because you're not going to see that on the Nova.
Oh, that's interesting. That's one of the key markers to be able to tell.
Yes, you could
Not getting the steam up, as they used to say.
Exactly, because you don't have to do that on the Nova. So keep that in mind. These are some of her new public areas. The pool deck with an affinity pool. It's just absolutely beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
You know, her outdoor spaces. We have a lot more outdoor spaces on her as well. Some of her dining spaces. Again, we have 8 different dining venues, which we'll go into in a little bit. But again, a lot of openness, a lot of room. We do not have crowds on board. This ship is only going to have 732 guests. So if she was built as a regular cruise ship, she'd have 1,400. And when I say that, there's no inside cabins on her, that everything is a suite on her. So she is very different, and again, very luxurious. Some of the, this is Kaiseki, which I like to call, let's say, the Benihana style restaurant on us. We have a lot of different dining venues on her, different restaurants. This is one of my favorite ones. This is called the Silver Note. What the Silver Note is, best way to describe it is like a 1930s jazz club. If you ever see those old movies, but there will be a duo in here. There will be dinner dancing, very romantic restaurant. It's a really fun evening.
So there's, that's kind of the vibe that you can feel. And it's great to know that there's so many different venues like this on a ship with a limited number of passengers.
Exactly. There's 8 different dining venues. So that really is very different on us, because again, there's not that many guests on board, 732 guests. So, but a lot of seats available for dinner, and everything is single seating dining on us.
I do have a question. What about the formality of the ship?
That's a great question. Typical 7-day cruise is 1 formal evening, 3 informal, 3 casual. Now, the formal evening for men would be a dark suit or a tuxedo. 90% of the men would be in a dark suit. Informal is a jacket, no tie, and casual would be a pair of Dockers and either a button down or a polo shirt.
Yeah.
But with that being said, there are restaurants available that you can go into without being on a formal night to be dressed up. So there are options for the clients. We still have 1 formal evening because we've got a lot of, especially our ladies, they like to get dressed up one evening.
Of
We
course.
a lot of times we've been told it's the only time they ever get to wear their jewelry,
Exactly.
So we do it, but again, you don't have to do it. There are
Mm.
options to do it. So again,
Okay.
an informal, and we have casual as well. So usually as long as a man at least brings a jacket,
Right. Sport coat.
he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, for nothing else, they do keep ships chilly.
They do keep
So
yes,
it's a nice way to
yes.
stay warm.
Exactly. And this is the Arts Cafe. This is open basically from early morning to late night, and it changes as the day goes on. In the morning, you're going to find croissants. Afternoon, you're going to find sandwiches. Tea time, it's become tea, and it's a full liquor bar as well. But it's a very casual place. You can always go there and get something to snack on.
Nice.
Speaking of always having something to snack on, in regards to Silversea, what's the attitude towards room service? A lot of cruise lines have changed the room service policies.
Oh, we are 100% for room service. You can basically have whatever you like delivered to your suite. We even have caviar on demand. So, come 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you would like to have caviar. The butler will actually come in and set up your table and make it a full, beautiful table with the full settings, including champagne glasses if you desire.
Yes.
And you can have caviar service. But this also applies to whatever if you want pizza at 10 o'clock at night, you can have pizza in your suite as well.
Nice.
Now, and as far as the inclusions aboard Silversea, where does that fall as far as room service?
Okay, well, everything's inclusive of, so we do not charge for room service, and everything is included on board: gratuities, Wi-Fi, shore excursions,
Even that 5 p.m. caviar.
even that 5 p.m. caviar. So again,
Excellent.
the caviar on demand is a really nice thing, and you get used to that really quick on us.
Yes.
It's really a great thing.
Wonderful.
And now, but again, another restaurant we offer is La Terrazza, which becomes our Italian restaurant in the evening. But during the day, it's our buffet restaurant. But our buffet is very different than what you are used to on other ships. First of all, when you come into the room, the maitre d' is going to greet you. By the third day, he's going to know your name, and he's going to bring you to a table. And at that point, the waiter's going to come right over to you and ask you if you like anything special that day. Let's say it's the morning. Would you like an omelet today? Would you like pancakes? He will go get that for you, but you do not have to go get it yourself. And the other thing is unlike most ships, someone doesn't have to go and reserve a table, because that table is yours. So it's none of those, oh, I'll wait at the table. And for those of you that have been on cruises, you know what I'm talking about
yes.
here. But that does not happen in Silversea.
That's beautiful, and that's one of the reasons that our clients
Yes.
do like to select Silversea as
Mhm.
their, because it's just easy, right?
It's just very easy. It's a very, and that's another thing, is because there's not thousands of people on board, you tend to get friendlier with other people on board, because it's not like you're not going to see them again,
Right.
because again, there's hundreds, not thousands on board.
Yeah.
So it changes the whole atmosphere on board the ship.
Definitely.
So, but again, she has beautiful public spaces on board, and our bar areas are very inviting. Again, another thing on board, because the ships are smaller, if you are single, we are very single friendly, very single inviting. We have a singles get together every evening, and the ship is designed for openness and friendliness. And that's what we're all about.
Wonderful. Now, what we haven't talked yet about is accommodation. I mean, I guess we
Yes.
need to sleep somewhere. What are we talking about? So let's talk about the suites, John.
Okay. As I mentioned before, everything is actually a suite on
Mhm.
Silversea. The Atrium Suite is our largest suite. Going. We have master suites again with a beautiful ocean view. Can you imagine being in that tub? And the
Fantastic.
butler will draw you a bath, and that keep that in mind. So he will draw you a bath, and you can come in. You can have a rose petal bath or any kind of bath.
And you can have your 5 o'clock caviar with your champagne while
In
you're
the
in the
bath.
bath.
In
Yes.
your bath. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Silver Suite is our most popular suite on all of our ships. This
Mhm.
is it's a nice size suite. It's not the top suite, but it's by far the most favorite large suite of any
Mhm.
suite we have.
Wonderful.
Then we have some of our smaller suite, big suites, junior grand suite, our medallion suite. The medallion suite is the lead-in of the larger suites, but again, it has a separate bedroom, separate living area.
Mhm.
So for those of you that have a spouse or a significant other that one likes to stay up late and one likes to go to bed early. These are
Sure.
great suites because you can actually close the doors and one person can be sound asleep. You can have the TV on in the other room without disturbing the other
Awesome.
And
person.
those suites are very nice if you are on an extended voyage.
Correct. Well, we actually get a lot of people 7 days. A lot of people like the 7 days. Though the big suites, we sell top to bottom.
Yeah.
On every voyage, we are always sold out at the top. The lead-in categories you generally can always find. And then now we're going to talk a little bit about the veranda suite. Now this is standard. This is, I like to say, as bad as it gets.
I can be bad in
You
that.
You can be bad, Bob.
I can be bad in that suite.
Full marble bathroom, huge walk-in shower, a lot of space, big walk-in closet, separate bedroom area, separate sitting area, and a veranda. And again, this is as bad as you're going to get. And this is 355 square feet. And again, that's the starting point. On
Right.
us. So again, everything is a suite on Silversea. Everything is included on Silversea as well. The airfare is included, gratuities are included, Wi-Fi is included, shore excursions are included as well. The dining, the beverages, again, all included. We include free air
Right.
all over the world, and very often we have low-cost business class add-ons. This year, you can go to Europe for $6.99 each way in business class. That's a
Wow.
phenomenal deal.
John, just about the pre and post with the private transfers.
Yeah. So we'll pick
What
you
about
up
those?
from your home. We will pick you up from your home and drive you to the airport. When you're in a Black Lane city, that is the name of the service, Black
Yes.
Lane. So we will pick you up and drive you to the airport. So you do not have to worry about getting your next door neighbor, Millie, to take you to the airport or anything else.
Exactly.
You can, we'll arrange it for you. And when you come back home, we'll be there to pick you up and drive you to your front door.
Fantastic.
And I know there's a limitation on that.
It's 50 miles.
50 miles. Okay.
50
Which most
miles from the
people
airport.
live within 50 miles of
Mhm.
their airport.
And again, this is all included. This is not a semi-included experience. This is everything.
Everything. We are an all-in product, all suite accommodations, personalized service. That is one thing I mentioned before about our crew being so. We were so happy to get so many of them back, and we are the only line that offers everyone Butler service. Everyone will have Butler service. And a lot of times, people ask me, what is a Butler going to do? The Butler will do everything for you from pack to unpack to shine your glasses.
Mhm.
But it's when they get to know you and they make it a very personal experience.
Mhm.
I was on a cruise. It was an expedition cruise, and yes, expedition does have Butler service. And I came back. We were up in the Arctic, and I came back to the suite, and there was a note in the suite from the butler, and it said that he drew me a bath today. So anyway, I looked at this note and I said, "Oh my God, I hadn't been in a bathtub in 25 years." So I'm like, "This is not going to be, whatever." So I walk into the bathroom and it's a full bubble bath. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to admit, my Brooklyn came out in me. My Brooklyn came out. So I said, oh my God. I said, what a waste. And then I looked a little closer on the other side of the tub. there was a gin and tonic.
Oh,
The only way to the gin and tonic was into the tub. So guess who got into the tub? And after about 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, not so bad. But again, they really get to know you. And that's what makes it
Wow.
such a personal experience. They get to know you. And it's little things like that that truly are the difference.
so your butler really just knew that you needed that bath.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think he knew I would want the gin and tonic, and he knew that's the only way I would get into it. But they get to know you. I have a friend that went, and she told me cute little Butler story. And I said, how was your cruise? She said, it was great. She said, my only issue was with the butler. And I said, why? What happened? She said, well, the first day I ordered mixed nuts. She said, the second day they magically appeared. She said, my issue was it was the third day when it was a bowl of cashews because he realized I was just picking out the cashews. And she said, my issue with this is that over the next 8 days, I ate a bowl of cashews every day and gained 4 pounds thanks to the butler.
Oh, no.
But again, they really pay attention. And that is the difference when it comes to service.
Yeah, that could have only been better if the butler had gained the weight for her.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't quite happen.
No.
You know, and here's a general overview of our restaurants. We have 8 restaurants. One of them that I did not speak about was S.A.L.T. Now, because S.A.L.T is not just a restaurant, it's a culinary program and true culinary experience. We have the S.A.L.T kitchen, which is the restaurant,
Mhm.
the S.A.L.T bar, which is the bar, and the lab, and then the experiences. But what S.A.L.T is wherever you are in the world that day. If you're in Greece today, it's going to be a Greek restaurant. The bar is going to be a Greek bar. The lab, the cooking classes will all be Greek,
Mhm.
and the experience will all be about Greece. The next day you're in Turkey, the whole thing becomes Turkish.
Wow.
So again, wherever you are in the world, that is what this is about. It's a fantastic, fantastic experience.
How many people can enjoy S.A.L.T on the Silver Nova in a day?
Okay, well, the restaurant actually holds a lot. She holds approximately 190 people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the ship is only 732. So
Mhm.
you don't even need a reservations at S.A.L.T
Wow.
because don't forget there's 8 other restaurants on
Yeah.
board.
Right.
You know, the lab you do need reservations
Mhm.
for, which you can get, and the bar, believe it or not, again, it's a bar, so definitely not reservations, but extremely, extremely popular
Right, I was
bar.
gonna say.
So, but again, wherever you are in the world, that is what that's going to be.
Well, let's take a look. I know Bob has more questions for sure about the S.A.L.T experience, but let's take a look at this quick video because I think it's going to tell us more than anything if we can see the visual.
Food is a voyage that speaks to the soul of the traveler, right at the heart of every culture on Earth. It's the most memorable part of any journey. Silversea is proud to introduce our unique sea and land taste program, S.A.L.T, a vibrant new way to experience local food, tradition, and spirits hands-on. Welcome to our interactive S.A.L.T lab on board. You'll touch, smell, and try out local ingredients and flavors in tastings and sessions with chefs and experts from each destination. Enjoy S.A.L.T Kitchen. We bring you a dining experience where the traditions, recipes, and cultures of your destination are brought right to your table. Join us at S.A.L.T Bar for freshly mixed, locally inspired drinks made with the best local ingredients and spirits. This is S.A.L.T, a unique travel and food experience where we bring the flavors of your destination right to your table. S.A.L.T, Sea and Land Taste by Silversea.
John, I do have a question about the S.A.L.T experience. This is also included in your Silversea experience, correct?
Yes, it is. There is no
Wow.
additional charge for S.A.L.T.
So many other cruise lines will charge additional for something like this.
Right.
Again,
This
and
is wonderful.
it's wonderful, and I've done it. It's a great experience, but the reviews are coming in tremendously on
Mhm.
this restaurant and the whole experience.
And again, all of this S.A.L.T, all of these accommodations, everything we've been seeing is all available on Silver Nova. Of course, some of these things flow across Silversea in general, but all of these things, including S.A.L.T, will be available on Silver Nova.
Yes, you are correct. And then she's going to be starting her inaugural season next summer, next August. She's going to be
Mhm.
coming out in the Med, heading over to New York, doing a couple of Caribbean Cruises, and then a Grand South America cruise. She's going to be going round trip Fort Lauderdale, and then she's going to make her way through the Panama Canal and up to Alaska for the Alaska season next year, for 2024. So anybody looking for an Alaska cruise on a brand new ship,
Yeah.
the Nova will be in Alaska next year.
That's great.
Wow.
She's
Yes.
going all kinds of places, so you can experience her anywhere.
She's experiencing a lot of different country experiences,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Climates,
Climates,
everything.
yes. Alaska, yeah.
Very nice.
Here's a close-up of the Grand South America cruise. So again, round trip Fort Lauderdale, a fantastic cruise, hitting a lot of the highlights, and as well as some of the smaller ports of call. And this is actually going up the Amazon during the South America cruise, which is generally does not happen.
No.
So,
And I would imagine that these are a bunch of segments that you would be able to.
yes, where you see the name in bold, like Fort Lauderdale Lima, is a segment.
Sure.
Lima to Buenos Aires is another segment. So again, wherever you see it in bold,
If you're not ready for the
Mhm.
71-day
you can
full
go,
experience,
you can do a much shorter experience
very neat.
if you want to.
How is the Amazon doing in terms of sales?
Actually, very well. For the most part, a lot right now, sales are doing very well all over the world. COVID has taught a lot of people one thing and one thing only. Tomorrow is not a given anymore.
Right.
And people are like, I want to go now. And they
Mhm.
want to go someplace new. That's the other thing. They don't want to go to someplace that they've been. They want to see new things
Right.
if they can.
So, Bob,
Yes.
I believe we have some of our favorite sailings for the inaugural season, and you're going to give us
Yes,
a few tips on
I
it?
sure did. Well,
Okay.
first off, people who like to connect inaugurals or maiden voyages or close to maiden voyages.
Yeah.
A great deal is the 7-night Adriatic cruise round trip from Venice in August,
Mhm.
August 14th, actually. Monday, August 14th for 7 nights. This has an additional Go Travel benefit of $200 per person on board credit.
Very nice.
Let's go on. I didn't touch on the South America
Mhm.
because it's there. I want to talk about where they're going after Alaska.
Right.
And we're finding this destination is extremely, extremely popular. And I'm talking about Asia and Australia. John and I talked about it already. We're just saying how fantastic it is selling. But this is going to be a new ship in a new destination. So we're looking at this. How about doing a cruise on September 5th to Alaska, and then jumping on the Silver Nova on an 18-night Trans-Pacific cruise from Vancouver to Tokyo.
Very cool.
Prices are great for $69.50. It's less than $500 a night. This has a really great bonus from Go Travel, a $600 per stateroom onboard credit. And John, while I'm getting into this, what can they use that $600 for?
Well, the only things that are really not included on Silversea would be the spa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody loves the spa and the gift shop, but those are really the
Okay.
only two places you're really going to be spending your onboard credit.
So exactly, why not just, hey, go for a nice spa experience
Yes.
on Go Travel while you're at it?
Yes, exactly. We're then looking at a round trip Tokyo sailing, 14 nights. This is October 1st. This is right after you get to Tokyo. Wonderful excursion. Japan has just opened.
Yeah.
And the doors, since they've opened, the desire to get to Japan is phenomenal. And I know, Julia, you're very familiar with Japan.
Yes.
We're looking at a great sale. Again, this is not inexpensive. It's $11,000 a couple, but look where you are going. Look what you are seeing. When you see this itinerary, you're going to die. And again, another $600 per couple onboard credit.
And also, we can give you some great planning
Yes.
for the pre and post in Tokyo. Some really
Exactly.
fun, cool things that maybe are not on your radar. So
Exactly.
let us plan that whole piece for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Don't go that far without not experiencing pre or post.
Yes.
The next, look at Australia. We're moving south. A 60-night Cairns to Sydney. $9,500 per person beginning price. Again, a suite. And our special, this is 16 nights. Again, we're giving you $600 to spend. So get that massage. Spend something for the grandkids. Say, I was on Silversea and I got you this t-shirt. Whatever they have in the gift shop. Then finally, our last one that we have is Australia, New Zealand. If you've never done Australia and New Zealand as a cruise, this is the way to do it, folks. The itinerary is spectacular. You can call your Go Travel agent for specifics,
Mhm.
but Australia and New Zealand as a combo cruise is probably one of the most luxurious and most beautiful destinations you can go to. This is a 16-night cruise from Auckland to Melbourne, and it's $12,200, and this is in 2025. It is not too early to look to booking for 2025 at this point. With their free air program, this is a giveaway. So give us a call. These trips are great. We have about 100 other sailings on the Nova alone with special amenities we can give you. And not only on the Nova, for all of Silverseas, we have amenities almost every sailing.
Excellent. Thank you, Bob. And
You're welcome.
John, before we get going today, I want to highlight a couple featured itineraries that people really need to know about, not specifically to Silver Nova. Talk to us about these 2 world journeys that you have.
World cruises as a whole have really taken on a whole new meaning.
Yes.
Just to give you an example, 2023, the day we opened it is the day it sold out. Again, very, very different cruises. People want to go longer. They want to see as much as possible. 20
Wow.
This one will be leaving in January 13th, 2025, 136 days from Tokyo to New York. A lot of World Cruise experiences happen on the World Cruise that is strictly World Cruise. These are over the top shore events that are exclusive to full World Cruise guests.
I see.
It can be going into the Jockey Club in Hong Kong. It's very different, very private things that are not open to the public, but we're able to open them because of who we are. So again, it's not just going it's not just going on the ship to the ports of call, but where you get to go in those ports of call.
Very nice.
And then we have something really a pole to pole voyage. So basically you're going to start with an Antarctica voyage and end with an Arctic voyage. So you're going to be starting in March and ending in June.
Now, Bob, you're always talking about bragging rights. This is
bragging rights. This one, it also goes up to Manaus. So
yes,
you do have that journey.
You do have that as well. So that's added again. And this is because it's an expedition voyage, you're going into very, very often very remote areas and not, off the beaten path would be the
Right.
best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because you're going into places a lot of times when we go into these places, there are no tourists there. We are the only people there because they are extremely remote. A lot of Zodiac cruising, a lot of an adventure cruise.
And now, John, I know that there was a photo that you wanted to show us that really just kind of encapsulates the Silversea experience.
Yes, again, as I mentioned before, smaller truly gets you closer. On our smaller vessels, like when we say we're taking you to London, we're taking you to London. We actually sail and through the Tower Bridge and right in front of the HMS Belfast, and you're able to get on and off the ship from there. But again, it's amazing to stop Londoners, and when the ship sails out of London, everybody's like, oh my God, look what is there. But it's a spectacular experience. And again, we're one of the few people that can do it because of the size of our ships.
That's amazing. So thank you so much, John, for just showcasing everything today about Silver Nova and just some of the latest Silversea experiences. Remember, if you are ready to book your next Silversea cruise, please reach out to us at gotravel.com. We will connect you with a specialist and a lot of these special deals that we have available because we want you to get on board. You need to experience it. You need to check it out. John, any final words today before we get out of here?
You deserve the very best. Think Silversea.
Short and sweet. I love it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you right here next week. Bye.
Bye.